Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about the the 2024 film Borderlands. But there are no spoilers for Borderlands in this content. All right, so we're going to talk about Cate Blanchett's 2024 Borderlands in context to Dungeons and Dragons. So first of all, this is fascinating. So I saw this film. You know what? 5 out of 5 star film. I loved it. I had a great time. I really enjoyed it. I saw it on opening night, which is Thursday in my area. So opening night for normal films is Thursdays, and went by myself. The theater was about a third filled, right? So I saw this movie, and everybody's talking about it, and boy, it is the thing, right? So this movie is it's like it's a movie, you know what I mean? But all of the content is elevated by Cate Blanchett, and you're like, what am I watching? Because it's a video game movie starring Cate Blanchett. Now, why is it a big deal that it's Cate Blanchett? Well, she has 2 Oscars. Cate Blanchett has 2 Oscars, right? She's in and she's the queen of the forest in Lord of the Rings. Like she's huge, right? And she's done a lot of art house films, but she's in this movie, and her character is really fascinating. She plays, essentially, she's a female Han Solo, which that's not a thing I knew I wanted until I saw it, right? Like, she's fantastic at it. She's really good at the role. I highly recommend you guys get out and see this film. And by the way, I have never played even a minute of the game, but I very much enjoyed it. Okay. Also, I got this idea in my head, and there seems to be more and more evidence of this, that you enjoy video game movies if you have not played the video game more. It's kind of fascinating. But what does this have to do with Dungeons and Dragons? Well, it perfectly puts into perspective what Dungeons and Dragons is as an intellectual property. A lot of people are like, my OSR or indie game is better than Dungeons and Dragons, and you're like, you don't even understand the sentence you're speaking. And this movie proves it. Okay, so first of all, why is Cate Blanchett in this film? Well, the biggest thing I think is she was in, I think it was Thor: Love and not Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor Into the Darkness, I think. But she played Hela, a Marvel villain, right? And she did a fantastic job with it. But Kevin Feige never called her back. He never used her for anything else, right? And I agree with her. Like, Cate Blanchett was amazing. She was the best thing she was the best Thor villain ever. Frankly, I think she's the best villain that's ever been in Marvel ever, right? But they're not calling her back. So she's not getting more Marvel work, right? Whereas I think, and Cate Blanchett is sitting home and she's like, I'm a better actor than Robert Downey Jr. She's 100% right? But the whole world is looking at what Robert Downey Jr. is getting from Marvel. What is he getting? Listen to this. Intro movie, sequel 1, sequel 2, right? Cameo movie, crossover movie, mega movie, return. And he's getting a bigger check for every single one. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has become a platform that has completely defined what successes an actor can actually achieve, right? One of his demands on the last movie was literally, like, stars have trailers, right? And so any normal star would have been like, I want, like, the biggest trailer on the lot, right? 2 trailers or 3 trailers just for me, or whatever, a trailer for my hairdresser, like, he's getting a compound, like it's like a small village, right? Like, it's not like what an actor can actually make from being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is outrageous, right? So and every OSR and every indie gets wrecked every day by Dungeons and Dragons because they don't understand what's happening. Here's what's happening, okay? Cate Blanchett went and got into this movie because she's like, she as a major star, major actor, right? I'm gonna ungender it. Major actor in Hollywood, because really her competitor is Robert Downey Jr. And I'm convinced Cate Blanchett is like, this is ridiculous, right? This guy couldn't act his way out of a paper cup. I'm better than him. And she's just a better actress, but she's getting a lot less, right? And so she's like, We need to start to build platforms that can do what Marvel did, that do what Marvel does without Marvel. And that's why every OSR and every indie constantly gets wrecked. And there actually are zero competitors for Dungeons and Dragons. And why in 2023 there was literally a scandal every single month. I did a video on it. There was literally a scandal I did 12 videos, right? I think it was I split it into 4. It was literally a scandal every single month, and still people were like, can I have that Dungeons and Dragons book? And they're like, well, we have all these great OSRs. Can I have that Dungeons and Dragons book? Can I have that? We have all these great OSRs and indies and brand new. Can I have that Dungeons and Dragons book, please? Thank you. I don't want to. Don't let that other book touch my Dungeons and Dragons book. That's disgusting, right? Like, that's where we're at, right? Now, why is this? Well, I'm going to tell you, right? So, the reason why the OSR and the indie keep getting wrecked, and why Cate Blanchett is literally going to Borderlands as a video game platform, is she's like, we have to build something that can give the jobs that Marvel gives, right? And that's brilliant, and that's smart, and that's right. Cate Blanchett is not just taking a paycheck gig. She's trying to transform what's even possible for every single actor in Hollywood. It's important, right? And so what I want you to understand is, when you're inviting people to your OSR game and your indie game, and you're like, this is better than D&D, what you're really doing, you have to understand, is you're like, hey, do you want to come to my birthday party? And the people are like, I actually got invited to something else that night. And you're like, whoa, no, stop. We're going to have a cheese plate with salami, and we're going to have sodas there, and there's going to be a clown at my house. You got to be there. And the person's like, you know what? And the person's like, I got to check my schedule. And then they go home and they're like, you know what? I got invited. And that is every OSR in the indie game. And every single person you're inviting is going, I got invited to a bar mitzvah. Taylor Swift is going to perform. They're going to spend 10 times more on shrimp than your entire party costs. There's going to be balloons. There's going to be photo booths. Every single cool person I know is going to be there dressed to the nines, in $250 to $2,500 outfits. There is going to be a dope DJ, and there's going to be every chicken, fish, or steak, right? Nobody's worried about your cheese plate. And that's the issue. The OSR and the indies think it's all about rules. It's not. Dungeons & Dragons is an experience that is never to be forgotten. It's Taylor Swift showing up for a single song. And that's what OSR and indie don't get. And until they get that, they will never beat Dungeons & Dragons. And the idea that your cheese plate clown party is better than Dungeons & Dragons is laughable. Absolutely laughable, right? And that's where we're at, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.